Namaste. This is Anil Agarwal, International Astrologer. I'm Reiki Grandmaster and Body Mind Therapist. I work across the world with different clients from different countries, and today at Urbane Yogi, I'm here to show you how Vedic astrology works. Well, friends, it's purely mathematical and interpretational science. There are no magic tricks, no gimmicks, and no mysteries. So let me show you how it works. Birth charts reveal our past karmas. Planets and the stars are there to foretell future events. Astrology gives us an opportunity to rectify the past and improve the karma for a better quality of life. Those who do not learn from past are condemned to repeat it. So astrology gives you an opportunity that what you did in the past should not be repeated now. Improve your karma. And also you have to remember right at the outset that planets foretell future events. They do not, I'm repeating the word, they do not force the events to happen. We make them happen. Okay, now let us take a look. What is the purpose of you watching this scientific presentation? Possibly to understand what is astrology, to see how astrology works, to find solution to your current problems, or even to find answers to contradictions in your mind. Well, you will find answers to all these queries during this presentation because the purpose of astrology is to create awareness of your talent and empower you to choose the right path. What is astrology? Astrology is made up of two words, aster, that means star, and logi, that is logic. So, astrology is the logic of stars, and as per Vedic dictum, astrology is a science based on the principle of Yat Brahmande Tat Pinde, which means as it happens in the sky, so shall happen below on earth. When a child is born, the planets cast their rays on the native. These are captured in horoscope. The destiny of an individual is thus embedded in a horoscope. But what is a horoscope? Horoscope is a set of celestial maps called birth chart or kundli that display the configuration of planets at the time of birth of an individual. A horoscope is a composition of 12 houses occupied by 12 zodiac signs, and there are 7 planets and 2 nodes placed in these houses or sprinkled across these houses. The 12 houses give the exact positioning coordinates of the planets. The zodiac signs describe the qualitative factor. Now, first, we'll take a look at the 12 houses that form the horoscope. Here is a quick look at the houses of a horoscope. There are 12 houses in a horoscope. The numbering of houses is sequential and always remains fixed. Since it remains fixed, there is no need to number the houses. We know first houses is the first place, followed by second. Only thing is we have to understand. So in the standard Kalpurish horoscope, this is how the numbering breaks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is seventh house, and this is eighth house, ninth house. Here is 10th house, 11th house, and finally the 12th house. However, in the horoscope of an individual, it is the sign rising at the horizon that occupies the first house. Since there are 12 signs and there are 24 hours in a day, so the zodiac is constantly moving, and approximately it takes 2 hours for a sign to stay in a house. Then it moves to the next house. The 12 zodiac signs play a critical role in every native's destiny. Let us look at these signs. The first sign is Aries. Aries is represented by a ram symbol. A ram resides in forests among other four-legged animals like sheep, goat, grassy meadows, canals, lakes, etc. Areas abundant with precious stones and minerals, which include mines and snake holes. The second sign is Taurus. It is symbolized by a bull. Bull resides in farmlands, cowsheds, forests, but in the present context, also in the towns, cities, beautiful places, and locations where business is transacted. Gemini. This is the third zodiac sign in sequential manner. It is represented by a man and woman. A man and woman holding a trumpet and harp, also considered as holding a mace and violin. Towns and cities, parking, gambling dens, places of worship, pleasure houses, music and ballet rooms, couch and lounge. The fourth sign is Cancer. A crab is the symbol. Crab resides in water and forest places near waters, ponds, and rivers. The fifth sign is that of Leo, a lion. A lion with other wild animals lives in mountains, caves, and forest places inhabited occasionally by hunters, places where rishis also live. Virgo is the next sign, the sixth sign. Adolescent girl is a symbol. A woman holding a corn and a lamb resides near water, in pastures, or having water and food crops, pleasure rooms near a shop or temple. The seventh sign is Libra, represented by weighing balance or scales. A man holding a weighing balance in his hand signifies the place of business, market, bazaars, valuable or articles of trade, a shop. The eighth sign is Scorpio, symbolized by a scorpion. A scorpion living in hole, cavity, crevice, burrow, anthills, rocky areas, habitat of poisonous insects, which is partly watery, and ponds. Next comes the ninth sign, Sagittarius, body of a horse, face of a human, holding bow and arrow. The habitat of horses and elephants, kings aboard, a battlefield, a fort, bravery and accomplished. In the present context, experts in firearms, rest houses, military cantonments also symbolize this. The tenth sign of the zodiac is Capricorn, mouth of a deer, shoulder of a bull, and eyes of an elephant. It resides in forests, rivers, areas full of water, places inhabited by potters, home of tribals. 11th sign is Aquarius, a man with a pot full of water. A man holding a water pot, a pot containing pickle or water, habitation in water, gambling dens, art gallery. And finally, we come to the 12th sign, Pisces. A pair of fishes is a symbol. Two fishes, the head of each close to the tail of other, 6 sign position. Deep caves resides in water, temple, and pilgrimage places. So that completes introduction to the 12 zodiac signs. Planets are like directors in the horoscope and change the behavior pattern of an individual and assign a different role to each native. So now we look at what these heavenly bodies hold in their abode. The sun is considered as king or father, mother, moon is considered as queen or mother, and there are other signs distributed accordingly. So, sun is represented by Leo sign, moon is represented by Cancer. Next comes Mercury. Mercury has two planets. It gives Gemini to the queen and it gives Virgo to the sun. So those planets working for sun or with the sun have masculine traits, and those on the side of the queen are with feminine traits. So next comes Venus. Venus has again two planets. Now the Taurus, the second sign, is handed over to the queen, and seventh sign, Libra, is gifted to the king. Then enters Mars. Mars gives the Scorpio sign to the king and Aries sign to the queen. Then comes Jupiter. Jupiter gives Sagittarius sign, the ninth sign, to the king, and Pisces, the 12th sign, to the queen. Similarly, Saturn gives Capricorn to the king and its 11th sign to the Queen. We'll study the nature of each and every planet next. Okay, now let us take a look at the nature and journal specifications or journal information about each and every planet. So first comes the king, sun. The deity of sun is Shiva. Its nature is royal, it's strict and sattvic, that means pure. Caste is Kshatriya, warrior. Gender is male and its direction is east. In relationships, sun is defined as father, and the natural houses governed by sun, called Bhavkarka, are 1, 9, and 10. That is first house, ninth house, and 10th house. Gemstone related to sun is ruby and the color is red. Appearance of sun related people is tall, aggressive, fierce, scanty hairs, bileless nature. Body parts covered are head, bones, heart, eyes, brain, throat, belly, tissues. Blood diseases related to sun are blood pressure, high fever, cerebral disorder. Journal, personal magnetism, authority, social status. Places, open land, forest, capital, towns, places of worship. Next comes moon. The deity for moon is Durga or Parvati. Nature is royal, temperament mild and sattvic. Caste is Vaishya, gender female, direction northwest. Now, when we talk about gender, remember one thing, you'll find this being quoted differently for different reasons. So, do not get confused because in different contexts it can be defined differently. So, in relationship, moon is treated as mother because it's of nurturing nature. Bhavkaraka is fourth house. Gemstone related is pearl. Color is white. Appearance medium eyes, round face, fair, lovely eyes, young, likely to be fat. Body parts, mind, brain, body fluids. Diseases associated are VD, jaundice, asthma, bronchitis. Also, abortions and miscarriage are related to moon. Journal: intelligence, beauty, young woman, soft speech, fickle-minded. Places are ponds, lakes and seas, rain, temples, and places of vegetation. The next planet is Mars. Its ruling deity is Ganpati. Nature is martial, overbearing, tamasic. Caste is Kshatriya, gender is male, direction is south. In relationship is defined as younger brother. Bhavkarka are third, sixth, and tenth. Gemstone related is red coral and color is deep red. Appearance wise, Mars represents medium height, slender waist, curly hairs, penetrating eyes, and youthfulness. Body parts are ears, nose, forehead, sinews, fiber and muscular tissues, and urinary system. Diseases associated with Mars: rupture of rupture of veins, bone marrow, hemorrhage, abortion, and menstrual disorder. Journal: stamina, military, murders, conspiracy, strikes, enemy, wounded, police force. Places associated are battlefields, weapon stores, boilers, and engine rooms. Then the fourth planet in order is Mercury. The deity is Vishnu, nature is princely, emotional, understanding. Caste is Vaishya, gender is enhanced or female, direction north. Relationship defined are maternal uncles and aunts. Bhavkarka are 2, 4, 6, and 10th. Gemstone associated emerald. Color green. Appearance wise, tall, wittish, studious looks, youthful. Body parts covered are anus, thighs, nervous system, brain, tongue, thyroid. Diseases associated: nervous breakdown, impotency, cervical, stammering, sweating, and eczema. Now, journal description is intelligence, shares, mathematics, engineering, astrology, media, authors. Places associated are gambling dens, playgrounds, schools, literary and business organizations. We come to the next planet, Jupiter. The deity is Brahma, nature, teacher, advisor, benevolent, sattvic. Caste is Brahman. Gender is male. Direction is northwest. Relationship: children, grandparents. Bhavkarka are 2, 5, 9, 10, 11. Gemstone associated with Jupiter is yellow sapphire, color yellow. Appearance: tall, brown eyes, fat, phlegmatic, loud and heavy voice. Body parts associated with Jupiter are kidney, liver, lungs, thighs, fat, pancreas, spleen, knees, tongue, ears. Diseases: diabetes, jaundice, tumors, abscesses, albumin in urine, cataract. Journal: wealth, fame, intellect, advisor, bank and insurance companies, spiritualism. Places associated with Jupiter are treasure houses, places where learned men live, ashrams. Next we come to Vishnu. Venus. The deity is Lakshmi. Nature is advisor, benevolent, sattvic. Caste Brahmin, gender female, direction southwest, southeast. Relationship wise, this is associated with spouse, rather female spouse. Bhavkarka 4712. Gemstone diamond. Color variegated. Appearance is wheatish, black curly hairs, charming, sexual appeal. Body parts associated with Venus are sexual organs, semen, muscles, thighs, urine, and hair. Diseases concerned are sexual dysfunctioning, loss of eyesight and power of smell, spermatoria. Journal, vehicles, silk, luxury items, passion, pleasure, maidservants, perfumes. Places associated are places of sports, recreation houses, clubs, brothels, vanity stores. Then we come to the seventh sign, seventh planet. The deity is Yama or Rudra. Nature, servant, malefic, tamasic. Caste, Shudra. Gender, enhanced. Direction, west. Now look, Saturn is holding direction west and Sun has direction east. So they are diametrically opposite. And they are opposite to each other. They are enemies of each other in mythology also. Gemstone is blue sapphire, color black and dark blue. So it is generally said if Saturn is malefic for someone, avoid these two colors. Appearance dark body, large limbs, stiff hairs. Body parts bladder, excretory system, teeth, muscle, wrists and feet. Now, you have to understand these factors, these basic informations, because they come handy when doing predictions. Like if someone has got or frequently gets hurt in limbs or legs during some accident or in routine one gets into problem, that means Saturn is unfavorable. Diseases toothache, asthma, tuberculosis, epilepsy, hysteria, pain in joints, ulcers. Stubbornness is the general nature, demoralization, despondency, gambling, black grams, and barley are associated with it. Places associated with Saturn are gambling dens, mountains, cremation grounds, burial places, and prisons. Now we come to the eighth planet. This Rahu and Ketu, they are designated planets but do not have any physical existence like other planets. These are mathematically calculated nodes. I'll explain to you about it later. Okay, let us look. Deity is Brahma, nature's servant, usually malefic and tamasic. Caste is Chandal. Chandal is those people who reside in the burial grounds, cremation grounds. They look after the cremations also. Gender is female. Direction is southwest. Relation father-in-law. Bhavkarka is none, although some define certain houses, but generally there is no house owned by Rahu and Ketu. Gemstone associated is Gometh and color is dark honey. Appearance dark, tall and dirty, phlegmatic. Body parts skin and blood, feet. Diseases cholera, smallpox, leprosy, epilepsy, blood poisoning, itching, malaria, plague. In journal, materialism, foreign travel, liaison with low-class people. Places associated are foreign lands, colonies where people of low class or mean people mean acts reside. And finally, we come to Ketu. Its deity is Ganpati, nature is servant, malefic, tamasic, caste Chandal, gender enhanced, direction southwest, relation maternal grandfather, Bhavkarka none, gem cat's eye, color shades of grey, appearance tall and thin, dark and shabby, body parts belly, diseases, various undiagnosed diseases, epidemics, suicidal, hydroceal, cuts, wounds, itches, they are all related to Ketu. Journal stubbornness, demoralization, despondency, gambling, black grams, Barclay. Places moksha, spiritualism, deception, secret, occultism, life in foreign lands. So these are the various qualities of planets in brief. Now we move further. Personality of a person can be judged from his or her horoscope. In judgment of a horoscope, three factors are very crucial: body, the physical appearance; mind, the mindset of a native; soul, the atma of the native. Physical appearance is reckoned from first house. Mind is reflected by placement of moon. Soul is reflected by placement of sun. The rising sign of a zodiac defines the physical appearance of an entity, as I just said. So, when Aries is a rising sign, a person you can presume has a slender, middle stature, emaciated body, long face and neck, head broad at temples, teeth well set, long neck, good and developed bones, round eyes, sharp sight, bushy eyebrows, and fond of walking. For natives with Taurus as rising sign, the natives born in this sign will be mild, middle stature, slightly plump, broad and strong forehead, nose, cheeks, and lips, thick and stout neck, dark hairs, and swarthy complexion. In females, the native will be fair, beautiful, and attractive. Then comes Gemini. Those who have Gemini as the rising sign in their horoscope, that is in the first house, the native is likely to have black eyes, curly hairs, thick neck, elevated nose, above average height, well formed body, long slender hands, sharp nose, fast walk, clear speech, active and quick sight. Cancer rising sign gives a native average stature, thick neck, thick waist, fair complexion, frail constitution, fast walk. He will be reputed in society due to good speech, serving nature, and wisdom. Then comes the fifth sign, Leo. The native will have majestic appearance, full developed bones, broad shoulders, big round or oval head, strong and bold, large chin, commanding speech, luxuriant hairs, slender waist, reddish complexion, overall an imposing and royal dignified personality. Virgo natives have a slender body, average height, dark eyes and ears, elegant curved eyebrows, with quick moustaches, uh, sweet speakers, quick walk, usually appear younger than their actual age, drooped shoulders. Libra, tall, usually long face, curly hair, lean body, uneven limbs, fine skin texture, gleaming eyes, physical beauty, truthful disposition, balances in capital region in the middle age, possesses a lean and thin body, tall, fair complexion, fine eyes. Scorpio natives have medium size height, well proportioned body, fleshy and broad limbs, fearless eyes, broad face, short nose, rough belly, long fingers, robust health, short, thick and curly hairs, will have rounded thighs and knees. Sagittarius natives will have long face, neck, big nose and ears. He will have well-developed handsome figure, fairly large and prominent forehead, usually tall, loud voice, clear eyes, light brown hairs, reddish complexion, fat thighs and belly. Now, let me tell you one thing. These are very primary definitions because we are just defining briefly or introducing you briefly about the rising sign. They get modified when a planet is placed because the characteristics of that planet also intermingle. Then the aspects they have their own impact. So let us move further. Capricorn, the tenth sign. The native will have emaciated body, thin face akin to that of a deer, dark coarse hairs, bright and elevated notes, lot of hairs on the head, long hands, long legs, weak lower limbs, will have vitality but lazy nature, tall, reddish brown color and large teeth, fleshy lips. The 11th sign is Aquarius, middle stature towards tall, usually well built and strong, fair complexion, light brown hairs, sharp nose, can walk longer, kind disposition, lean, fair, handsome, attractive appearance, fleshy lips. And the last but not the least is Pisces, the 12th sign. The native will have full and plump figure, round shoulders, well-blown nose, attractive eyes, broad belly, prominent lips, silky and light hairs, beautiful body, fair, stout, moderately tall. So that's how we tend to give the first impression about a person from the rising sign in the horoscope. Now, let us look at the mind. We have already described about the moon. Now, if moon is placed in the first house, along the rising sign, if, like I have already said, rising sign in the horoscope in the first house, the zodiac sign placed describes the body of the person. But moon will define the mindset. So when moon is placed in the first house, by nature a person is flexible, fickle, shaky, and restless. Lord of Aries, Mars is a fiery planet. As a result of this combination, the nature of native becomes haughty, quick to take decision and act upon, wants to keep self-respect, desires to acquire a commanding and high position, remains restless since the first house is of self-focus and more on self than others. When Moon is placed in the second house, it shows accumulation of wealth. That is, the mind is focused on accumulation of wealth. It is also related to closeness to immediate family. So the mind remains preoccupied with the ideas for creating wealth for family. The native is serious, reserved, sober, intelligent, handsome or beautiful, expert in work, large-hearted, highly charitable, famous, brilliant, has more daughters, sensuous, pleasure-seeking, gets status and comfort with own effort, does religious activities. Now, when Moon is placed on the third house, third house is that of valor, vitality, and courage. Younger brothers and sisters. The native is usually over concerned about their well being. Moon is a planet of passion and sentiment. Moon, the mind, is always active if connected with Mercury in the airy planet that represents swift movement. Native becomes clever, witty, and intelligent. He is well read in scriptures, persuasive, skillful in art, poetry, fond of music, subtle and clever. He is able to command respect and good position in life and is popular among ladies. Such people spend more time maintaining their physical aspect, the physical body. That means they are regular with exercise, gym, they go for walk regularly, they want to look good, they are very particular about their appearance. Moon in fourth house is always concerned with family peace, vehicles, own house. The moon placed in this house indicates the native will have his mindset fixed around these aspects of life. Now, fifth house is of love and pleasure, activity and speculation, nature, natural artistic ability. Lord of Leo is Sun, brilliant, powerful, and fairy. All planets get light from Sun. Moon becomes weak here and loses some of its own qualities. Instead, acquires the qualities of Sun. Since this is a fixed sign, the native has a fixed nature and power to take decisions of his or her own. Becomes stubborn, obstinate, and difficult to be persuaded. Moon in sixth house signifies anger, diseases, enemies, litigations, and competition. The mind always remains preoccupied with these issues. Moon in seventh house indicates early marriage, beautiful and dutiful spouse, material prosperity, much liked and admired in a circle, own property, sociable nature. Libra is a Aries sign. Here Moon is nearer to debilitation. Venus is strong in Libra. The qualities of Libra dominate over Moon, but Moon is the sign of learned Brahman. Native becomes learned, kind, obliging, respects for godly persons, rich, has capacity to command, and can control the situations if need arise. Moon and Venus sign makes a native interested in sexual affairs, lover of beauty, art, and music. Eighth house deals with secrets, occult, research, death, and history. So Moon is associated with this. It is also observed that if someone has Moon in eighth house, that person by default will not reveal the inner feelings to everyone or anyone. They keep most of the things to themselves. They disclose very little even to their spouse, friends, or close circle. They do not disclose anything. Foreign travel, religious ceremonies, mystical sciences, and religious activities are indicated when Moon is in ninth house. 10th house is the place of work. So Moon in 10th house represents house of profession. The native, his work and profession are more important to him than the family. He is a frequent traveler. Moon in 11th house. This is a house of desires, greed, fulfillment of dreams, achievements, and gains. The moon represents these things. In 12th house, it is a house that represents outflow of everything: energy, money, knowledge, happiness, etc. This house acts as a gateway to liberalization. As such, moon place here indicates a person who makes lot of plans and then leaves them incomplete. He has initially a lot of enthusiasm, but then it peters out. As such, it signifies a person leaving motherland to liberate himself of poverties and miseries. So much for the study of mind through position of moon. Next, we take a look at one simple question: what sets apart a royal aristocrat from a handsome fraud? It is the position of sun. Exalted sun in first house Aries is a kingmaker, but when it is debilitated in seventh house, seventh sign, it becomes a fraudster. Previous karma inspire the native to act accordingly. Okay, now let us look at sun, the representative of soul. We have already discussed the qualities of sun. Now let us take a step forward. So when sun is in Aries, sun represents soul. The first sign is the place blessed with Vishnu and Lakshmi. So the soul has blessings of Vishnu and Lakshmi. The person will inherit a royal appearance, hold commanding position, be prominent personality. He will be fierce, fearless, and impulsive. The second house is Taurus. Sun here will make individual emancipated, soft, feminine. He will be nice, fortunate, fond of scents, decorative things, soft bed, beautiful garments, and good company of friends. When Sun is in Gemini, the third house, he will be mathematician, good orator. A fool with lot of money will not be able to hold it. It's only the wise and strong man who can rule. Sun is a royal planet in the sign of Mercury. which gives good sense of humor. The native will be expert in knowledge derived from worldly experience. I'm talking of sun in different zodiac signs. So do not get mixed with the house. Here it is not the house, it is a sign mentioned, the zodiac sign. So how the soul will behave or what qualities the soul will represent in that particular zodiac sign. Sun and Cancer will make the person famous for his royal qualities. He will hate his own men. He will be expert astrologer, geographer, astronomer, scientist, and frequent traveler. Sun, a planet of heat in a watery sign. Sun loses its nobility and energy in this sign. When Sun is in Leo, Leo is its own sign. So here the Lord of Sign occupies its own house. The native will have high soul, high quality soul, hardworking, courageous, enthusiastic, known for his organizing capability, highly respected official in circle. He will destroy his enemies. The native will have lot of wealth. When Sun is in Virgo, he will be skillful in Vedas, lover of music, mathematician, taste for literature, scholar, expert writer, and author. Sun in Libra. Now, as I told you earlier, Sun gets debilitated or it's in the lowest form when in seventh sign, that is Libra. So the Atma or the soul is totally degraded. Hence, the moral values are completely lost to the characteristics of Libra sign. The native will be drunkard, lose moral, may cohabit with others' wives, indulge in nefarious activities like smuggling, drugs, trafficking. He will face frustration, destruction, and heavy expenditure. He will be intelligent but not interested in maintaining public image. Next comes Scorpio. Here the sun represents the soul will be miser, short-tempered, the person will be reckless, cruel, stubborn, unprincipled, idiotic. Native will be quarrelsome, very angry, he will have fear from poison, fire, instruments, and thieves. He may have the military-like ability, incompatible lust for war, and surgical skills. He will have bad married life or may lose wife earlier. Sun, when placed in Sagittarius sign, gives good results. This is a spiritual karma house in the sign of Sattvic planet of Jupiter. The native will be very intelligent, wealthy, possesses good physique and energy. He will give respect to parents and will be helpful to relatives. When Sun is placed in Capricorn, it is house of Saturn. Capricorn is a sign of Saturn. The values of Sun come into forefront. The position will be similar to royal person in the house of low caste enemy of dull and mean nature. The native will be stubborn, miserly, depressed. He will be interested in bad women, devoid of good friends and relatives. He will lose everything due to conflict with servants and relatives. Aquarius is another sign of Saturn, but the qualities here of soul will be different. The qualities of Aquarius will prevail as the Sun is weak in this position, but being a royal planet, the native will have enormous strength, courage, and be short tempered. He will never feel satisfied and remain unhappy. He will not be happy as regard to wealth and marriage. The native is wicked and may be involved in social work, apparently very interested but not with sincerity and devotion. The intention may not be clear. Finally, we come to Pisces. Sun placed in Pisces is the best position. The soul is blessed at the feet of both Lakshmi and Narayan. The native will have all comfort, wealth, and fame. He is very intelligent, religious, peaceful, friendly, fond of women, and happy, learned people, always surrounded. Has wealth and fame, is loved by women. He will be endowed with a good wife, good sons, and servants. He may so earn wealth on account of transactions via sea or river. He can be into overseas business. So that completes this introduction to body, mind, and soul. Now let us take a quick look how medical astrology works. All aspects of physical body can be seen from a birth chart. The first house represents general appearance, brain, head, hair. Second house covers the face, eyes, and nose. Third house relates to neck and throat, shoulders. Shoulders are also covered by third house. Fourth house is chest, heart, and lungs. Fifth house represents stomach, liver, pancreas, gallbladder. Sixth house represents intestine and kidneys. Seventh house represents reproductive organs, urinary tract. Eighth house is for external genitalia, anus, secondary sex characteristics. Ninth house represents hips and thighs. So if Saturn aspects ninth house, it indicates there can be a pain in thighs and hips. Knee joints are represented by 10th house. 11th house connects to legs and shins. 12th house feet, sole of feet and ankles. So you see the entire body is covered by the 12 planets. Each house represents a different body part. Now we can study the influence of planet on human brain. The first house of horoscope connects with oculomotor nerve that corresponds to Mesh Rashi. It signifies self-image and own appearance of individual. Second house corresponds to olfactory nerve. This house signifies vision, face, visual identification of objects. Vagus nerve corresponds to the third house, which connects to the shoulders, arms, hand skills, perception of space. The hypoglossal nerve corresponds to the fourth zodiac sign and fourth house. This house signifies emotional and instinctive functions. Optic nerve corresponds to the fifth house, signifies learning memory of the individual. The facial nerve is related to the sixth house. The sixth house signifies mood, motivation, and mental days. Cochlear nerve. This is connected with the seventh house, the sensorial function and reproductive parts of the body. Vestibular nerve is connected to the eighth house. This house signifies interest in occult research, unraveling the mysteries of the universe. Trigeminal nerve. This is reflected and connected with the ninth house. House signifies speech planning of the individual. Abducen nerve is connected with tenth house. This house signifies elaboration of personality, vocation of individual. Cochlear nerve. This is connected with 11th house. The house signifies integration, physical comfort of the individual. Sensory integration also. And lastly, the glossopharyngeal nerve. This is connected with the 12th house, which signifies visual discrimination and temptation. So the 12 cranial nerves are connected with the 12 houses. There are no 13 or 11 cranial nerves. They are always 12. Houses also are 12 only. Now, let us go a step further. Jupiter represents the parliament or the lawmaking authority. So, lawmakers are associated with Jupiter. Mercury has the database. Mercury represents Chitragupt, the recorder of all events. Venus defines the place of punishment for an individual, depending upon the karma he has performed. Moon represents the timing of punishment because moon moves forward, so it defines the timing of punishment. Saturn is the judge. It gives the judgment, and Mars is the enforcement agency which enforces the judgment. Sun takes care of publicity because sun gives light, brightness, spreads light, news, so it gives publicity. Now, this is a old presentation. I've focused on what happened when tsunami hit the world. 26 countries received warning within 15 minutes of first shock wave. India was not one of them because India had not participated in the Pacific warning system. The warned members received 90 minutes ahead of warning nation. The member nations they were warned 90 minutes ahead of tsunami. Pacific warning system at that time cost about 1,000 crores, whereas post-tsunami the losses assessed were 7,000 crores. So a grossly misinterpreted and misunderstood system. Can astrology predict such events? Yes, astrology can predict. This Panchang was published almost 18 months before the actual event took place. It is not only in India, in foreign countries also, people believe in astrologers. Cambodia's king, under the guidance of an astrologer, performed rituals to save his country, who was warned by astrologer that ultra-catastrophic cataclysm would strike, but his country can be spared through proper ritual conduct. He spent several $1,000s to organize these ceremonies, and the people would be spared. Cambodia was unscathed by 30 feet tsunami generated by a 26 December earthquake, measured at magnitude of 9 point under the sea of Indonesia and Sumatra Islands. This is not the first time. In past two predictions have appeared in Panchang published across the countries, warning about the events nearly 15 months ahead of actual happening. Astrology can serve the society more effectively if it is given due recognition. So, friends, what you saw just now was about tsunami, but I have more updates also because in between also there had been a lot of predictions. I have taken two extremes. One almost a decade old, the other latest. In 2018 itself, predictions were made about a dangerous disease related to breathing problems, blood, and body heat, which will attack the people. It's going to be troublesome, dangerous. That's all they were able to predict because being a non-medical people, they had no idea about the name or form of the disease. Eventually, it proved correct. Corona has a lot to do with breathing, temperature, and cough. So, these predictions are quite accurate and almost done 15 months before the actual happening. Whereas in the material sciences, medicine is yet to be discovered, and initial few months, science was still trying to evaluate the strains of the disease or the virus. That what kind of virus it is, how it is manifesting so fast and killing so many people so quickly. All these studies are being done. So, if astrology is given due recognition and research is encouraged, there are a lot of messages coming from universe which we can decode and rely upon. Whether it is war between nations or climatic change or diseases, anything or not. These can be predicted. Only thing is we have to trust. So subscribe to Urbane Yogi. Keep watching new updates. You'll get lot more. And when I say lot more, there would be a lot of diverse information coming your way in coming weeks and months. Namaste.